Hi, I'm Louie Simon, and this is my unauthorized version of Amoeba Music, What's in My Bag. And here's the bag. I had the great opportunity to visit for the first time Amoeba Music in Hollywood last week, and no one asked me what's in my bag as I left the store, but that's all right. I love talking about music. I love playing music, listening to music, you name it. I have all my life, but maybe the thing that makes me more happy than just about anything is buying records. And Amoeba Music is, as far as I know, the best place in the world to do that. So I wanted to share some of my finds from Amoeba last week, and thank you for listening. This is my first video of this type, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so when I walked into Amoeba in Hollywood, I was overwhelmed and bewildered, as one might expect if you know what the place looks like and just how massive it is. And so I realized I just needed to walk around sort of randomly for a while and get a sense of what was where in terms of types of music and videos and things like that. Books, they have it all. And one of the things that caught my eye was an end cap display of new releases. And this was prominently displayed. This is Alice Coltrane's album called A Monastic Trio. It's dedicated to her late husband, John Coltrane, and it's obviously her playing piano and harp in a trio setting. I had no idea this existed. Have long been a huge fan of her playing and her music, and recently got her live at Carnegie Hall double vinyl release a few months ago, and I think it's great. So very excited to hear this. It's always wonderful to walk into an amazing record store and have that like kid in a candy store kind of a feeling, and then to discover something that you did not even know existed that you know you're going to love. So this was the perfect thing for me to choose as my first pick. All right, moving along. The next thing I wanted to share is this record here. This is Orlando Julius with the Heliocentrics, and it's called Jaiyede Afro. And Orlando Julius is a Nigerian saxophonist, band leader, composer, going back to the late 60s, early 70s, I believe. I have some of his reissued 1970s music on vinyl, and I love it. It's got a very kind of a mixture of high life, Afrobeat, and traditional rhythmic approaches going on there. The Heliocentrics are a British group I've been following since around 2009 when I discovered them. They did an album with another great musician from Africa, Mulatu Astatke, the father of Ethiopian jazz. And this is a wonderful album. I also have other records by Mulatu Astatke with his own bands. But the Heliocentrics they were among the first bands of this new wave of British jazz music, this resurgence of incredible music that's been coming out of England, like Yusuf Day's, the drummer and his group the Yusuf Day's Experience, and their album Black Classical Music is another great thing that just came out recently that I urge you to listen to. Anyway, so the Heliocentrics, very funky, very, very groovy, wonderful stuff. And this album cover, by the way, is one of my favorite album covers. No words necessary. All right, so looking forward to hearing this one. And the next thing that I found, I went into I think it's called Unusually Experimental section there. I wouldn't call this music unusually experimental like some of the other things that were in that section, but I guess it's not mainstream, unfortunately. This is Harold Budd's album from 1988, The White Arcades. If you don't know who Harold Budd is, I again urge you to check him out. He was a pianist, composer, gets lumped into the ambient music category, gets lumped into the new age category, but I think he's really uncategorizable. And just some of the most lovely, peaceful, beautiful music that you'll ever hear. And I recommend anything by Harold Budd. I have this on CD. I bought probably around 1988 when it came out and enjoyed it, but haven't listened to it for years, and I'm very excited to have it now on vinyl. So Harold Budd, check that out. All right, next up, this was in the same section. This is Joanna Brouk, B-R-O-U-K, and her release called Sounds of the Sea. And of course, this beautiful album cover, this painting, it looks like it's from the Romantic period, caught my eye. It is supposed to be music that sounds like the ocean, like waves, like the depths. And if it's anything like her compilation, Hearing Music, that was released on the same label, Numero Group, that came out a few years ago, then I know I'm going to love this. Lots of piano, synthesizer, flute. There was some singing on this album as well. And I'm sure it's going to be lovely and sound great on my stereo. So again, this is Joanna Brouk and Sounds of the Sea. Excited to hear that for the first time. All right, next up. This is the new release on vinyl from Khruangbin called Sala. I have been a big fan of Khruangbin since first discovering them when their song A Calf in Winter appeared on one of the Late Night Tales compilations around 2013, I think. It might have been the one by Fortet, Kieran Hebden. Anyway, have pretty much gotten all of their stuff since it's been released, and heard good things about this record. It just came out a couple of months ago, and I went to buy it on vinyl, and it's sold out everywhere. Can't get it on Amazon or anywhere online, Bandcamp, etc. Out of print within like 2 months, so good for them. But I thought, I had a feeling that I would find it on vinyl at Amoeba, and of course I did. I've been listening to a wave digital file of this for the last couple of weeks, and I think it's my album of the summer in terms of sounding like summer. It's full of sunshine and peacefulness and hanging out by the pool, having a drink, that type of thing. It's bouncy, it's amazing, it's groovy, it's wildly creative, and it sounds like them, and they sound like nothing else. So, Khruangbin. All right, moving right along. Almost done here. Let's see, second to last. While I was in LA, I can't remember exactly how I came across this group, Hermanos Gutierrez, the Gutierrez brothers. It's called El Bueno y El Malo. And they're obviously going for the kind of spaghetti western feel here and vibe. And it's a group that sounds a lot like Khruangbin in a way. I was not surprised to find that they were touring with Khruangbin and that they had actually been in Amoeba Records, Amoeba Music in Hollywood right around the time I was there, because when I got back from my trip, Amoeba posted them doing their version of What's in My Bag, and their first pick was a Khruangbin album, and apparently they had been touring with them. So if you like Khruangbin type of music, you're going to like this. Like Khruangbin, it's all instrumental, a lot of interplay between the guitar and, in Khruangbin's case, the bass. Anyway, I'm very excited to get into this record. I have a feeling I'll be listening to this one for the rest of the summer at least. And then my last pick, to make sure these don't fall off my table here, I mentioned Late Night Tales. This is another entry in the series. This one put together by the pianist, composer, incredible performer, Nils Frahm. And I have not heard this at all. And I did watch a making of the compilation video that Nils released on YouTube, which if you're interested, you should check out. I'm excited about this. I won't go into detail with the contents that excite me, but I'll let you do that exploring on your own. Anyway, again, I'm Louie Simon, and thank you for listening to my unauthorized version of what's in my Amoeba music bag. I hope that maybe I turned you on to something that you might not have discovered on your own or would discover who knows when. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.